Hello everyone, I am Miss Divya Verma, teacher of Social Science, Class 7, Mount Literacy School, Jhansi. Students, in the last lecture, we had talked about lesson number 3 of Civics, that is, how the state government works. In that, we had seen a story of a village Patalpuram, of a district Patalpuram, in which there were two girls who were discussing about the condition of the village Patalpuram happening over there, whatever is happening over there. In that, we have seen that whatever the condition is looked after by the MLA of that particular area. So have you all found out that who is the MLA of your area? So in our area, the MLA seat is currently held by Mr. Ravi Sharma of the Bharatiya Janata Party, that is BJP. Also, here only we came to know that MLA is the person who looks after the particular district. So MLA, or the member of Legislative Assembly, are elected by the people. They then becomes member of the Legislative Assembly and also forms the government. So as we can say that MLA represent people, and then they becomes the member of the Legislative Assembly through the election process and also forms the government. And this way we can understand that who the person is, MLA. So students, here you can say that each state has a legislative assembly, and as some state, such a state which has one house, that is legislative assembly only, is known as the unicameral legislature, that is Vidhan Sabha. And as some state that has two houses, that is legislative council and legislative assembly both, such a state is known as bicameral legislature, that is the Vidhan Parishad. So the Vidhan Sabha, that is which has one house, that is legislative assembly, is the lower house and hence corresponds to the Lok Sabha. And another, that is Vidhan Parishad, which has two houses, that is legislative council and legislative assembly both, is the upper house and hence corresponds to the Rajya Sabha of Indian Parliament. So for example, we can see in Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. These states are having two houses, and the remaining states which are left over are having only one house. So is that clear? We whatever I have told you about the two houses of the parliament. Okay, if we talk about the number of members in the particular house, so the state legislative assembly of a state consists of not more than 500 and not fewer than 60 members, and the legislative council of a state comprises not more than one third of the total number of members in the legislative assembly of the state. So here in the state legislative assembly, it has branches, like we can talk about the executive and the legislature and judiciary, in which the chief ministers and other ministers together forms the executive part of the state government. That is, the executive branch is the branch of government exercising authority in and holding responsibility for the governance of a state. Then the legislative branch, here all the MLAs along with governor of the state together forms the legislative branch of the government. So here we talk about the constitution. Now we talk about the constitutional head of a state. So governor is known as the constitutional head of the state, which is appointed by the President of India, okay, on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. And to be appointed as a governor, a person must be a citizen of India, should have completed the age of 35 years. He should not belong to the state where he is appointed, so that he is free from the local politics of that particular state. So this was all about the governor and the houses of the parliament, that is Vidhan Sabha, Vidhan Parishad, that is the legislative assembly, another one is the legislative council. Okay, then if we talk about the other members of state legislative assembly, here comes the MLA, that we had already discussed before and only about who is the MLA. Now if we talk about the elections of these parties, let's take an example. Just look at the map. It shows that the state of Himachal Pradesh is divided into 68 assembly constituencies. From each constituency, the people elect one representative who then becomes a member of Legislative Assembly. Now, you all must be knowing that people stands for election in the name of different parties. So these MLA has belonged to different political parties. So this way MLAs are elected from each constituency, from which the political party whose candidates win from these such political parties who stands for the election, whosoever political parties candidates win more than half the total number of seats in a state is known as the majority or the ruling party, which you can see in page number 33 of NCERT book in a table of different political parties. As an example it is given there. Okay, so in this you can see that BJP, in this table you can see that BJP has 44, the maximum number of seats, so that this will be the majority party, and the candidate from the other political parties who win the state assembly elections forms the opposition group in the legislative assembly. Now there, the political party that has the majority votes is invited by the governor to form the government. Then let us know about how do people who are MLAs becomes the minister or the chief minister. So like the MLAs belonging to the ruling or the majority party select the leader, means they choose the leader from the post for the post of chief minister, and then that selected leader among themselves, among that ruling party or the candidate, is then appointed by the governor as the chief minister. Understood? This way chief minister of the state is appointed, which is then called as the head of the government, and this is what ruling at the current. So these we talked about today together. Whatever we talked about together makes the state legislative assembly. So further are the functions of the state legislative assembly, that are: first, the legislative assembly makes new laws, reforms the laws made in the past. Then second, the legislator seeks the help of the executive branch to implement the laws. Then third, the state legislative assembly can also establish committees to solve particular issues. Then the state legislature keeps a check on the functioning of the executive, and all departments in the state government are answerable to the legislative assembly for their actions. So this is all we had talked about the state legislative assembly and the houses of the parliament and the ruling and the elections of the MLAs, chief ministers, how they are made. So next chapter we'll be finishing up the next session we'll be finishing up the chapter with the topic role of debate in legislative assembly and role of media in democracy. So go through the chapter, go through the lecture also, read the chapter from website, understand them. Okay, thank you.